My name is Carol Patrick, Vice President of Development and Communications at Visiting Nurse Association. VNA has proudly partnered with United Way for 97 years. In 1923, we became a charter member of the Community Chest, which is now known as United Way of the Midlands. And through our partnership with United Way, vulnerable individuals and families receive quality home health care, hospice, public health nursing, and supportive services wherever they call home, and no matter their ability to pay. So I'd like to share some things that have worked well for the VNA employee campaign and have helped us grow participation and fundraising every year. The first thing is that I think as organizations, it's really important not to assume that our employees fully understand United Way, what it means to our community, and what it means to us as an organization. So as a nonprofit, I always tell a story that includes our programs that are receiving support, our clients who are impacted, and our staff who make that impact happen. Those of you in corporate campaigns, I encourage you to ask a United Way agency like VNA to participate in your campaign and tell a story. If you can't find someone, call me. We tell those stories because people give to people. And it's so important. We want our employees to connect with a colleague or with a client or with a program. A second thing that we do is that we really believe makes a difference is talking about a payroll breakdown. The first year I broke down the math and shared that if our employees gave $2 per pay period, they would give a $50 donation to United Way. It made a big difference in the donations that we received from our staff. We also recognize the fact that everyone has a different budget, and we want them all to go at their comfort level. $2 per pay period is a $50 donation. $4 per pay period is a $100 donation, and it just makes it seem a lot more palatable. So it's one thing to engage our employees through stories. It's another option to engage them through personal reward. For the last several years, VNA has used our corporate credit card points, and we've pulled together 8 to 10 high-end raffle items, things like a Roku television or a Dyson vacuum. People can secure raffle tickets by donating to United Way. One raffle ticket for every $5 donated. We also specify there's a jar with each high-end item, so if somebody wants to stuff the jar for a particular thing that they want, they can do that. We have staff competing with each other to buy a parking space on a per month basis, and so they can make bids for those parking spaces. Right now is that it's important to acknowledge the COVID pandemic is impacting our employee campaigns this year. The first step that my staff and I have taken is to look at what's worked in previous years. Will that continue to work now, or do we need to pivot just a little bit to something else? One of the things we've always done at VNA is create a video that highlights our own programs. We also then highlight the video that has specifically been made for United Way and by United Way. 4 months ago, when COVID first hit, it was around the time of Omaha Gives, and I sent an email out to our staff asking them to take selfies while they were out in the field or while they were working at home with their preschoolers as their co-workers. And the results were really amazing. We had just an onslaught of great photos that came in, and we were able to utilize those to create a video. So that's certainly something that we're considering again because of COVID. The other thing I'm looking at right now is checking who donated as staff members, VNA staff members, to United Way last year, and reaching out specifically to those people and asking them, will you not only take a selfie, but will you send us a bit of a testimonial? Why do you give to United Way? Why do you give to the programming? And why is the programming important at Visiting Nurse Association? This year, my staff and I are also planning to engage our board members in a bigger way, whether that's asking them to make their own videos or to participate through a personal or corporate matching donation. I hope some of these ideas have been helpful. When it comes down to it, I think human impact and community impact are what really resonate with people. So I'd like to finish this way. VNA recently cared for a young man, 24 years old, who was dying of aggressive cancer. He lost his insurance because he couldn't work and he couldn't afford the COBRA payments. He had not been ill long enough to qualify for disability or for Medicaid, so VNA stepped in. We utilized some United Way funds and provided home health care, hospice, equipment that he needed. And in being able to do that, this young man died with dignity, surrounded by people who cared for him, who provided compassionate assistance to him. And that's really what this is all about. That's why we have these campaigns. That's why we work together to help United Way raise funds within this community so that vulnerable people like this young man who came to VNA can be served in a dynamic and wonderful and compassionate way. So I encourage you to keep going with those campaigns, come up with creative ways that maybe you haven't done before because of COVID-19, and reach out for help or assistance if you need any of us. Let's all work together to do our best by this community and by every organization who's participating.